How many you won without me? Just one? How many did you win without me? Don't include the Star City one.
Hey guys, we're actually on air, so you probably heard the guys here chatting, but it's all good. We want to keep this raw. And before anything else, I want to introduce myself. This is Jordan, and welcome to Joflow Basketball Diaries, the podcast. We are recording this, probably not live here at the what's our venue? I know our venue. It's the Bella Vista Hotel here in Norwest, New South Wales. I just don't know what the postcode is, but anyway, we are here at the Hills Podcast Studio. And yeah, look, it's awesome place. Get some drinks outside, have a go with the podcast, and have some fun. And we are actually here to have some fun. And not only that, we're here to talk about everything Joflow, everything basketball. And like I said, this podcast is brought to you by TMT. No, not really. Not really. But yeah, so we got a couple of guests here. Obviously, I need to mention first the host and the director of Joflow, Joboy Flores. Say hi, Joe. I think your camera's a bit lower down, but we can adjust that. Yeah, it's being adjusted. Yeah, that's Joboy right there. How you going, Joboy? Kamusta? Kamusta Espanol? Habla Espanol? No, that's not Spanish. And we have a couple more guests here, which is good. The merrier. That's what they say. The merrier. That's what. So we got Julius Flores right here. Julius is coach and trainer for Joflow and also the brother of Joboy. And we got one of the best guests ever to be here in our podcast, The Basketball Diaries. We got Jem, who is the brand and marketing consultant. He is responsible for everything. So if you have any complaints, you have to direct it to Jem.
What's his contact number?
Contact details. But yeah, look, like I said, we're gonna have some fun, and this is not live. We'll post this on Facebook. Maybe we'll post this on Facebook, but it is gonna be on the podcast, the Joflow Basketball Diaries podcast. You can listen to the podcast via Spotify or Apple iTunes. It is available, and it will be on the Joflow website, which is www.joflowbasketball.com. And we'll probably put it on Facebook as well. Link on Instagram. Look, we're everywhere. It's a movement, right? It's a movement. It's the Joflow movement, and it's all about basketball. It's all about our kids. It's all about the parents having fun, cheering. My son was playing this morning, and he scored 2 points. He scored 2 points on a layup, and I told him if you score 10 points, you get your PlayStation back, because I took his PlayStation. You have a PlayStation, Julius? No. Because so I took his PlayStation because he's been slack on his defense. I said, you got to do the defense. You got to do the defense, or I take your PlayStation. And 2K. But he's playing right now. So shout out to Simon. If you're listening, you're probably not listening. You're busy playing. But anyway, we want to talk about Joboy as a coach. And like I said on the previous episode last week, I said Joboy's been texting me, asking me, please, Jordan, can we do a podcast about myself? Sure, man. It is called Joboy Basketball Diaries. But yeah, we'll talk about Joboy. And I guess we got two people here who knows Joboy, since, from the very start. And Julius being the brother, and Jem being, you went to Joboy in St. Patty's, right?
Yeah.
Go Patties! Is it Go Patties?
His first school here.
Yeah. So, I guess, Joboy, tell us about, how old did you start playing basketball?
So, if it's playing basketball, I started when I was
5 or 6 years old, but I never really took it seriously until I was about 13, 14, where I first made the varsity team in Philippines.
Wow. Okay. What varsity in the Philippines? So what is that, a university or what's
It was a high school,
high?
second year high school.
Yeah.
So I was about 13, 14. Yeah.
Okay.
The Claret School of Quezon City. It's a privilege to be a varsity player in there because it's a powerhouse in our comp.
Yeah. I remember I started playing basketball when I was 9 years old, and that time I don't have a basketball, so I use a soccer. Man, that is so. Yeah, I can't. I still remember that day, and I had to get like the clothes hanger that we have. It's what do you call that? It's in Bisaya, because I'm Bisaya. I'm from Cebu. We call it alambre.
Alambre.
So it's that's the clothes hanger. Like here in Australia, it's
wire.
yeah, the wire, the chicken wire, the chicken
clothesline,
the clothesline. So I have to shape that as a circle and then put that on a board and then just play that. But here it's good. Like my son's 8. He started Joflow when he was 6. My daughter started 8, and man, they got a court that maybe PBA can play.
Yeah.
So and my son plays in a league in Hills. Hills somewhere. I'm probably not allowed to say, but that court, you can actually get NBA playing in there. That's awesome court. How about you, Julius? When did you start playing?
Same as my brother. Probably like played backyard basketball. When I was really little, but I didn't get into it until I was 12 years old when I started high school in year 7.
Okay.
12, 13 years old.
Okay. Yeah.
And to be honest, I only made the school team was because this guy was the captain of the A grade team.
Wow. Okay.
Beep test. Do you guys know the beep test?
The beep test.
Do you guys know the beep test?
Yeah, the one I always beat you.
We'll beep that. We'll beep that.
On your first beep test, if you guys don't know the beep test is when you have a 20 meter line. What do you call that, Jem?
Yeah,
20 meter apart.
Distance.
Yeah, 20 meter distance, and then you have the recording, and it beeps every about.
It depends.
Yeah.
It starts off slow, then gets faster.
Yeah, it starts off slow.
So you have to.
So level 1 is about a brisk walk.
Yeah.
Maybe even slower. Onyok's very first beep test was a 1.3.
Wow.
He didn't make the beep.
Untold story.
That's on record now.
Untold
Everybody.
story in year 6.
But he got better and better. He got
That's
better and
good.
better.
When first time I came here in Australia, I think it was the day, my very first day. It was a Thursday. It was a sports day. And then I full on thought I wanted to look cool on my first day.
Ooh.
We did a beep test, and I got almost the same. I got a 1-2 because I left my jacket on because I wanted to be cool. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the beep test with my jacket on, and I didn't take it off the whole time. I was sweating like a pig.
Wow.
I had my
And it's
jacket
like
on.
what we're experiencing at the moment. It's pretty warm in here, which is good. It's okay. Jem, so interestingly, last episode you mentioned about Joboy turning up in school, and look at this new kid coming in, and he thinks he's so good in basketball. Walk us
Everyone's
through that.
waiting.
Walk us through that event. And
Yeah, so 2008, Joboy just started. This is his first school. He didn't get accepted to St. Andrews College.
I lived right in front of it too.
He didn't get accepted. And everyone's telling me there's this kid that he's going to play A grade. Oh, no, back then under 10s. But, sorry.
Year 10 opens.
Year 10 opens. And they were saying, yeah, he's really good, this, that. And I was watching him warm up. And they were trialing him out. And they already said he was in the team. And I was like, me being who I was back then, I was
Just
like,
say
I
it.
didn't believe it. No, I don't want to say it. This kid's watching. But yeah, I remember. And then going from there, yeah, he played the 10 Opens, and then he went A grade the next few years. He was the reason why in 2010 Patrician Brothers went for the first time. We went and became champions in MCS in A grade.
wow.
He was the captain. He hit the game-winning shot that year. Everyone, if you go back, everyone will remember that. Back then, our B grade team with Long,
Best B
Jun
grade
Lee,
team
our
ever.
captain, Mr. Said, best B grade team ever because we went undefeated. And
No
then
training. Jem never went to
rocked up.
training.
Mr. Said always got training, telling me training, and I look up and I see all the boys at the hall, and I have a good one, boys. Have a good one.
So how did you get to that, Joboy, that level? Like you just came into Australia, and did you had to do a tryout to get to that level, or
Which one is this?
the whole A grade thing?
Oh no.
10
So
opens back
if
then.
you wanna, 10 opens back in the day. So if you wanna be in the team, they have to see you first.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much a trial. It was one lunchtime. I remember they had a training. I was full preparing for it. I was full putting shoes on, and then everyone's on their school uniform. I was like,
Yeah.
well, what is happening here? Like I thought it was gonna be training. I thought it was gonna be trials.
Yeah.
But everyone's on their school gear, and then I was by myself. Like I was actually changing to my basketball gear.
Yeah. It
So-
was always different in that way. Like if you think about it, we would always train, or not even train. We would play basketball at lunchtime and we'd be in school uniform, as in our pants, black shoes, still in school uniform. And Joboy would always rock up in his sweaty clothes that he wore the day before. You know what I mean? Like, but he was always ready. Yeah, but he had his basketball shoes. He was always ready. While we were just, we'll rock up in our school uniform. But it is what. And it is what was different. He came in, and a lot of us saw how different it was that he was training in this way or playing in this way. So I guess it raised the level of everything that was happening within Patrician Brothers. That
How did you get to that level before that? Like, you know, I wanna find out how Joboy became Joboy, this this powerhouse player in grade 10 or in high school. How did you get to that level? What was your practice or your training back then in the Philippines? Were you
No. It's not a level. It was a culture.
Yeah.
Like in Philippines, when I tried out for the first time in U7 for the U7 team, I got cut. And then first year high school, because I was underage, so I had to try out for the grade school team in U7. I still got cut. And then second year, I don't know what they saw in me. I was reflecting on it, and like I didn't do anything special in the tryouts. But I made it. But the thing is, the culture thing is you had to take it seriously.
Right.
If you want to play basketball and you're on your school uniform, like, they're going to look at you like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like,
And it sounded like you didn't give up in there because like you've been cut twice, right? Was it?
no, I was just, at that time, I was
Yeah.
just trying out.
Tell them how fat you were.
Oh,
them that you
that's
didn't
the
make 'cause
leading
you were
question.
fat.
That's the leading question. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I made it, because they saw me lose so much weight.
Yeah.
What did they? What was the? Did they want you to play center because you were big?
No.
Or?
I was a guard. I was just protecting the ball to cross halfway. No, but you know, at the end of it, someone told me I got picked because before school, recess, lunch,
Yeah.
no matter how sweaty I was, no matter how dirty white my before dirty white was a thing, my polo was dirty white.
So they just saw how hardworking this.
It wasn't hard work. It wasn't hard work. I just kept turning up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone just saw me all the time. Like, I kept turning up. It wasn't hard work to me, because to me,
Because you
I
love
was
it.
just having fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you love the game, and
Yeah.
you just to you this is just routine.
It wasn't serious at that time. It wasn't serious
Right.
at that. But I was telling you, it wasn't a level. It was just a culture thing. Like, when I went to Australia and then I saw for the first time I saw the training, I was like, what is this, man? Like, the boys are so talented, but they take it for granted so much.
Right.
How
Okay.
talented they are. I was actually telling Jim, bro, you look like one of my teammates. Remember that? Remember
When we were
that?
younger, yeah.
Yeah, you look like one of your teammates. You have that shot, you have that thing, but man, so lazy, all these guys, man. So
I didn't
lazy.
know what it was like. I wish we had the the mentality we have now back then, because a lot of us, in whatever we would have done, we would have been a lot better than we were. So it's good that there's like a program like Joflow that you can start where they don't train you, but it's all about hard work, and then hard work will lead to hard work and commitment will lead to opportunity down in the future. So
And it's all about competitiveness and trying to get to there. Like, did you get that? Like, what treatment did you get when you came in as well? Like, oh, this is Joboy's brother. He must be good as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of expectations since he. What is it? Oh, louder.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nah, there was a lot of expectations because they're like, "Oh, you're Joboy's brother. You must be good at shooting." Like, oh, but I just saw results. I was like, "Oh, is it really that good?" I was like, I didn't know how good he was. I mean, I always watched his games in the Philippines when he was in Claret, and he was really good. But I never thought he was that good that he gets so much recognition until he won that MCS championship, and then I saw the level that he was actually in, that he was above all the others.
So you had the MCS championship. So after high school, what was next for Joboy as a player?
So I started playing reps again because I loved my school so much. I had a pride thing for my school because that's how I grew up in Philippines. Like, you have school first before anything else outside.
Right.
So I took pride on the school. I quit reps and everything, even though it's apparently it's bigger here. I started playing reps again after high school. So youth league, and then after youth league, I was playing with the ABA men's in Parramatta.
Okay.
Yeah.
ABA.
I was training with them.
Is that
Yeah.
Australian Basketball Association?
So that's the one below NBO. They call
wow.
it ABA, but
Wow.
it's the senior Waratah league.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I toured with them in New Zealand and stuff. And then I was really, really, like, after I got my citizenship, I was really, really thinking about, like, what if I pursue this?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had to you played internationally then, from
You can say internationally, but it's just
it's just
like
next
a tour
door.
to
It's New Zealand
Yeah,
next door.
It's just New Zealand.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But you did a lot of interstate as well, right? Yeah. So that's good. And after that, after ABA, what happened then?
I went to Philippines.
Oh, okay. So you went back to the Philippines.
Yeah, I went back to the Philippines because, to be honest, like, hear this out for the people that wants to pursue basketball. Like, my old coach in under 18s used to tell me, like, if you want to pursue basketball, like, go outside of Australia.
Right. Yeah.
Because Australia, like, I don't know what it is. We've been trying to figure this out. Remember, like, I don't know what it is in Australia, but you don't get much opportunities here.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think that's the program, right? The program is about getting the kids the opportunity to play, whether or not it's local in Australia or internationally somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's good. And after that, what university in the Philippines do you play for?
So it's funny because I thought I was really, really good at that time, and then I didn't wanna go to college.
Yeah.
I was telling these boys, what did I tell you, Jem? I was telling you, I'm gonna go to D-League. I'm gonna go to PBA D-League. But you know what? You get a reality check once you get there.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna be like, I'm not as special or as talented as I thought I was gonna be.
Wow.
Yeah. So I tried out for this D-League team. And then everyone could play. They didn't even look at me. They didn't tell me to try out. Like, they saw me shoot. I was shooting really, really good, but they didn't even get to try me out. So the coach was like, "Oh, you can go to college first before you try out D-League." And then they have certain rules that you have to know.
Yeah.
So without any promise, like, I went to colleges like raw, like I had no contact, I had no connection. I was going to colleges without any promise of anything.
Wow. And you have to go through that.
Yeah, I had to go through the whole thing without anyone.
And
Because my dad hated politics. My dad didn't want
to.
No, but my dad hated the if you don't. He had the mentality of if you don't deserve it, you should not get it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was going to every college. Some colleges like they stood me, like, they told me to stay back for a few more days. And then, but the opportunity is lost because of those days.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoever offers me first, I'm just gonna go grab it.
So what happened then? After the Philippines, you stayed here, Julius, right? You stayed here while he was in the Philippines, and then you came back to Australia, and then what was next? Did you play any league? I know the Juggernaut. I heard about the Juggernaut, but I don't know what that team is all about. And I know, Jem, you mentioned about Juggernaut. What is the team? Tell us, walk us through how you came up with Juggernaut. What is it?
Juggernaut's just some of our closest friends, we all made a team, and we Juggernaut. I don't know. I came up with that name.
He came up with the name. So we were in my house one time. So we were like a close knit group of like family friends.
Gian, me, Jobs. Who else?
Long Pat.
Pat. It stems from boys from Patrician Brothers, and we stuck together outside of basketball. Outside of high school, and we made this team, and we would play local comps. The thing is, we were about 15, 16 back then, and we were playing against the grown Filipino adults in the comps that they played in.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Back in Rudy Hill. Where else did we play?
Oh, Rudy
Betts.
Hill. That brings
Kevin
back memories.
Betts, Rudy Hill Leisure Centre.
Yeah.
But it was just our close family and boys from high school. We were all together.
So you still have that team? Well,
No, not
as
anymore.
Not even like it's
Here
we're
and there.
still there, but you know, just life just
Yeah. Everyone's got their own thing, but it's always what we were right after high school.
whenever we talk about it, it's good days, you
It's
know.
good. Good to reminisce on.
well, that's so with Juggernaut, you're part of Juggernaut as well.
Yeah. As I grew older,
Yeah,
Needed
because
players.
he's 3 years
Needed
younger
players.
than us. So
About 5, Jem.
oh, sorry.
4 for you, 5 for me.
Wow. To me, Onyok is always going to be that young,
Bad boy.
Yeah. We had a thing. We had a big age gap. But then as we were growing up, and then we were now like 23, and then 24. He's already 19, and it's just come play with us. And it was different back.
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, come play with us now. You're a bit older. You can come play with us.
Remember when Onyok and Joseph we scrimmaged with them for the very first time, and then Jem was to me. Joseph was really became really good at this time. We're like, Jobs, he's just bodying you now. What is happening? He's just bodying you now. And Onyok's just bodying everyone here.
Yeah, playing
They're so-
physical.
Yeah, he's very physical.
Very
I played with
physical.
Onyok, and good thing is I'm on his team. So after that, like Juggernaut, and was that the last team you played for, or you played with other, just
I was playing here and there, but it wasn't that serious anymore because I had to get a surgery.
Okay.
My
So what happened there? What?
now from right after high school, I sprained my shoulder, in a local comp game.
Yeah.
And then maybe like 2-3 days after, I dislocated it. So that's probably one of the
Never rehabbed it.
didn't know anything about rehab. Didn't know, like I was seeing a physio, but like you take it for granted. You feel a bit healthy. You feel like you're back, and then you go back straight away
Yeah.
without proper rehab. Like
You
Yeah.
don't listen to anyone. You're young. You
Yeah.
think you know it all.
And
Yeah.
I know in the training you always say this, Joboy. You always say you guys need to learn the value of stretching before and after games and rehabbing,
strength and conditioning as well.
conditioning, and that's why you have
Yeah.
the
High
high
octane.
octane to.
It's something I didn't have. That's why, like, I took it for granted so much. Like, as little as knee tendonitis. Like, if only I knew what I knew back then,
Yeah.
what I knew now, like, I'd be avoiding a lot of stuff.
And this is what you're trying to teach
Yeah.
the young ones now.
Yeah.
And I guess that's good, right? Like all the experience from all the accolades, all the championships, MVPs. I'd say you got some MVPs on your plate. A couple of them.
I don't like
First.
MVP.
You don't like MVP?
I don't
It's
like
a-
the ones
we don't
that
like
I was on
MVP.
this
It's a team sport. It's a team
If
sport.
Jem could have it, he'd have it.
Except for the ones we were on the same team and we won championships with, he wasn't the MVP.
Yeah, so you have that. Obviously, you have the skills, you have the talent, and you had the heart. You have the heart. And actually, I spoke the first time I went to a Joflow training. I spoke to an old friend of mine, and he brought his kids there to training. And I said, "How did you know Joboy?" He said, "Oh, I know Joboy. He's been around. He's been playing." And he said, "This kid has heart." And from all this discussion that we're having now, it's all coming together where it's all about, you get cut off, but then you keep grinding and grinding and grinding, and then you get to the team, and then you work as hard as you can, and then you just love the game, and then you just compete, and you're there. Obviously, injury was part of his career, but I guess that's the thing with the training is trying to get you in there so you can avoid the injury. And is that something you've been teaching your brothers as well, Joboy?
With them, they have the talent, they have the love for it, but with them it's just mentality.
Yeah.
Just seeing what I saw and then just telling them so they know what to expect. Like I never sugarcoated with the especially with the tour team boys. Like it's a dream in there. It's very very it's a privilege to be able to see those kind of stuff and experience it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to say like they've been working so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I never sugarcoat anything. Like what feels like it's very very hard. It's not that easy. Like if you want to make it, like it's really really tough. Like people will get attracted to it because they see like what players make.
Yeah.
Like the money attract them. But you know what? A lot of people when they see the work put into it, it turns them off. Like it's pretty hard.
So as with your experience, what can you tell the younger generation out there who wants to get to the level of competitiveness, the skills, and obviously they want to experience what you experience. I have to say, like what you've been through. I wish I had that when I was younger. I wish I'd won championships. I just won championship recently, but when I was younger, I did have that, and I would want to have that feeling. But what would you advise the younger kids out there? Obviously, you've been there, and that's what you've been doing on the training. You've been advocating hard work. You've been advising them about competing and have loved the game. But what else can you say?
I have a few advice for them. Like one is have people close to you that can really be honest to you. Sometimes we have people that just wants to praise us all the time. Can't even tell us if we're being wrong. Like especially how we act and stuff. Like it's really really important to have people in your life that can really assess you. Like and not taking it personally. Number two is discipline, man. If it really means so much to you, like you're gonna block out everything. Because when you're trying to achieve something, I always tell the boys this: if you wanna try to achieve something, a lot of stuff will pull you sideways, like everywhere, just for you to get distracted. And that's how you know if it like how much it means to you. And number three. Find good mentors, man. Find really good mentors, like people that has been around the game, people that has a lot of experience. Like there's this Japanese proverb like that's really stuck to me. 1,000 years of diligent study is nothing compared to a day with a great mentor, and that really stuck to me.
Sure.
Because to be honest, like I wouldn't be where I am today without my coaches, people that was mentoring me. I was just really lucky, and I'm trying to provide this to the other people. Because as you say, like you want what I experienced, but I also want to provide that to the younger generations. Because I really wish from the bottom of my heart that everyone experienced what I experienced. Like it's so beautiful to do it every single day,
And that's very good. And look, the Joflow movement that we call at the moment, it is actually a team of really good mentors. And it's, I guess, look, in the end of it, it really boils down to experience. It really boils down to experience, and it really boils down to leadership and how you handle kids. Yeah. Like I could be I might be able to, go sit and do Milo or whatever, all the other stuff, and get, maybe go to a coaching school or anything. But in the end, it's really the experience that you can share. You want that experience for the kids.
Yep. And
that will actually change everything. And like I said, it's a good team. We got Onyok in there, he's training. You're training the girls, right? The
girls and level 1s and 2s with my brother.
Like and Onyok's been training. And what do you think about the girls? It's their time, right? It's their time.
They're really good. They can already do most of them can already do left-hand layups.
Wow, I can't even do left-hand layups, guys. And that's recorded.
And the other thing is, the boys, I tried to do 3-man weave with them. It took me like a solid 10, 20 minutes just to explain the three-man weave. Because all the testosterone just don't want them to listen. But the girls, I did it to them like 1 minute and they already understood the three-man weave.
See,
Just last week,
I
the
don't
girls
think it's
did the four-man weave. And I'm like, why is it so easy with you guys?
I don't think it's the testosterone. I think it's just boys come in there. Some boys come in there with an ego. They think they already know everything.
They
That's
don't
all
want
it
to
is.
pass.
They think
They don't want to let go of the ball.
No
They
pass.
don't want to let go of the ball.
Yeah.
All the girls, they're so good. They're so good at listening.
Yeah.
And that's
No one
good, right?
understands.
Like all that training about, discipline and discipline, hard work. That's not just basketball. That's everything. And I've done a lot of well, not a lot. I've done probably two.
You used to.
Joe, and it was really good. Yeah, I was able to join 3 competition and then play basketball 3 social games a week, and then but yeah, and you turn up to work pretty tired, but you feel a bit fulfilled. That's the story of it. So look, we don't have a lot of time left in this episode, but I guess we do around anything else you can say as because we talked about Joboy as the player, and now he's the trainer now. Joboy, the player and the coach and the head trainer of Joflow. Anything else you want to say before we go? Julius, let's start with you.
Not really.
Not really. Not really. Well, I can say it for you. Yeah, just turn up on the Joflow training and you'll probably see what he means. Jem, what do you think?
Going off everything that Joe was speaking of just then, it's definitely when you speak on mentors, it's definitely not just about in basketball as well, because everyone has a mentor, whatever they want to do in life. It's always good to have mentors, even if you're playing basketball or things outside of life, with someone that has actually done it before. Because say you want to get to the level wherever they're at, say you have a mentor that's already been there. Of course, why wouldn't you listen to this person that's done it already? Because it's like a shortcut. It's silly if you didn't have a mentor with whatever you're doing in life, not just basketball, but say in your work life, in your own business, or whatever it is. It's always good to have a mentor. And also everything that he's been saying, it's always good. At the same time, going to Joflow, you learn all the fundamentals, basics, and everything. But it's always good to do things on your own when when no one's watching. So
Yeah.
stick to that for sure.
Joboy, final words before we cut this episode and then we go.
I just want to say, like, this episode is about me.
Yay! He's got his
He
wish.
finally said it. He admitted he wanted about it.
No. But in all honesty, like, this is not about me anymore. This program's not about me anymore. It's about the kids. That's why when they say Joflow, it's a thing that me and my friend Jet was talking about. Like, what should I call it?
Oh,
Bro?
yeah, Jet.
Shout out to
Yeah, we still have that team, Savages.
Yeah.
And it's all of the boys from high school still, Jet.
So this is
Close
Jet.
Newton.
This is Jet, my teammate.
Jet,
Oh man,
yeah,
he's
Also known as Jeff.
my name is Jeff. My name is Jeff.
But I was asking him for when the first time I was establishing it, and then he was just like, remember when we used to sing? When we used to do the covers and thing. It's like, is he ready to become a basketball coach? And Jet's funny that way. So we're like, might as well call it Joflow, and then you can just always change it. And then people were actually calling it Joflow, and it was so funny to me. And Jet and I always laugh when we hear Joflow.
We all laugh.
Yeah. It's funny.
It was a G up. It was a G up, and it's become his brand now. We never know. Maybe one day he might change it. But it's that's it.
But it's like, I just want to say, it's not about me anymore. It's about the kids. It's about their journey. It's about their struggle. It's about their triumph. Yeah, that's all I want to say. Like, don't get it twisted just because we shout Joflow. I don't even want them to shout Joflow. I always want to shout team. But yeah, don't get it twisted. It's about them. It's not about me anymore. Like, if you beat them, like it's good for them. Like I don't know why some people are scared of losing. I've lost so many games, but if they win, all credits to them because they listened, they were willing. So like from my experience, it's so hard to get people to actually listen to you. So yeah, if they listen to me, like kudos to them. Like this, they deserve everything. But I just wanna provide them with like an actual program to work as hard as they can, and then they get opportunity from it.
All right, that's good. That's good. Now I know Joboy mentioned about losing, so if you need coaching on losing, I'll put my name on.
We provide that as always.
I can provide that training. No, I'm kidding. Well, guys, thanks for sitting in on this episode. And this episode it's gonna be available on Facebook. We'll post this. On Facebook, and at the same time, it will be on our website. That's joflowbasketball.com. And it'll be on iTunes and also on Spotify. And look, thanks for your time, and we'll see you again next episode. Ciao.
Thank you.
Thank you.